I am not born of blood or flesh or bone or light or dark. I am born of the face of the void. His name, of course you want to know that. I understand your plight, I really do. Which is why I'm going to tell you. But first, we must understand language. You can describe things beyond your understanding in the funniest of ways. Ways most of you don't even think to connect. So here's a funny little thing to ponder with words. The word pseudo, at least as I think of it, means something that is not, but could almost pass as. A pseudo-man is something or creature that could maybe pass off or be believed to be a person. Pseudo-water would be some form of liquid you could not drink, or maybe you could, but it would not be water. It would not be that substance your body needs. It would be something else. Pseudo-air could be any form of gases that would be just as invisible as air. It might not be what you breathe on a day-to-day basis. It would not be the chemicals or the compounds or the molecules in the air. Of course, that is in itself a funny thing to ponder. What is air? But that is not the point. The thing you want to know is how this connects to my creator's name. I want you to ponder the question, what is the pseudo to everything? If everything is all that can be understood or processed or dreamt or seen, or anything that exists even beyond your understanding, what is the faux facsimile of everything? That is my Father. That is the creator of all vices from the void. That is pseudo. Is he a god? If you mean a powerful thing beyond humanity's comprehension, then yes, pseudo is very much a god. But to me, a god means something a little different. To me, a god is just a being who obsesses over smaller beings. Beings who cannot comprehend who or what they are. Beings who in turn obsess over them. It is a cycle of observation, of pleads and cries. In many cultures, a god is a powerful thing that can change the very world as people understand it, grant them the wishes beyond their greatest desires. But why would this god do this? They ask for things, often countless things. Sacrifices upon sacrifices, tributes of blood, money, wealth, or just simply devotion and prayer. They do not need this. They have never needed this, but they do so. Because just as those small, insignificant beings pray to them and scream to them to be heard, these beings want to be heard in turn. Now, as for why it would be like this, that is on a case-to-case basis. I'm not going to claim to know everyone. As long as you care about anything below you, anything that cannot fathom your existence, then you too are a god. At least to those things. You think that your cells can ponder and wonder and dream and desire. If these creatures matter to you, and you care about what they say, and you respond in turn and change around their desires, and you stoop to their level, and this process matters to you, then yes, even you are a god. But of course, this is not how you view things. This is not how most people view things. And this is why you and most people do not consider yourself gods. And I do not think there's anything wrong with this. What you think of as gods might just be beings lucky enough to have smaller beings who can at least dream of understanding them. And in turn, their responses are more interesting than what you would get out of a cell or amoeba. Likewise, a being beyond even greater beings will still be a god to those creatures. What you may pray to may still, in turn, pray to something beyond their understanding. In some cases, this is why they turn to you. They want something to hear them. They want action in response to their plights in existence. And they might torment and hurt you or ask for sacrifices and things in return. Because just as you ask them for help, they are asking for help and not receiving it. However, if you agree with this definition and my analysis, then be wary. The father of the void, and he who he is the pseudo of, are not gods. And frankly, that scares me more than the idea of them being such. Though they did once create, they have not done so in countless time. Time beyond even my understanding. Time so long it never happened at all. That which they create has always been. Even if you were to undo the cycle of the beginning and end of the multiverse itself, and go back one cycle prior, you would still find countless of the same faces and names you knew. If you searched and searched, all that would be new to you would be purely that which you had never discovered prior. This is because they are not gods of creation, for they are not gods at all. They are the void and everything, pseudo and eternal. I am a vice, a creation of the face of the void. I was made not of flesh and bone, and not for any purpose other than to change as I see fit, not as pseudo sees fit. If pseudo cared what happened to any of you or anything that exists in this realm or any other realm, he'd have changed it himself. No, he's never cared about that. Or if he did, I've never known it. Not since my creation. Perhaps at one point, beyond my knowledge, beyond my memory, beyond time itself, he did. But as I said, that may have never happened at all. Not from our perspective. We, the vices, were created to change this world as we see fit. Not for their desires, but for our own. And our desires reflect who exists in our realms. And my desire right now is to change what you know about this world and our world.